It's Denise, and it is time to take that first garden walk of spring. So if you want to see what I've got going on, keep watching. Welcome to This and That with Denise Jordan. I teach women to make wise home health and beauty decisions. So if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. Or if you want to see reviews about products that can benefit you in your home, subscribe, because I do videos about those topics all the time. So hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and definitely check out the show notes in the description box below, because that's where I'll link my favorite housekeeping and gardening solutions. And right now we are talking about gardening. Luann at It's Always Something Around Here and Cheryl at Around the House with Cheryl and I are so excited that spring has finally sprung, and the three of us are taking a garden walk, and we wanted to share it with you. Cheryl is in Northern California, Luann is in Maryland, and I am in Indiana. So we're in 3 different time zones, 3 different planting zones, so our gardens will look at 3 different stages. So we thought it would be nice to share with you where we are right now. Now, before I get started, if you're not familiar with Cheryl's channel or with Luann's channel, I will link them below so that you can check them out. You will love what you find over there. And to be honest, the 3 of us met through a gardening video last year. So we thought what a great way to collaborate this year was for all of you to get to check out our gardens right now. So now let me get started. It is such a windy day. It is one of those days the wind has really been wuthering around, but the sun is out, it's nice and bright, and the promise of spring is here. So let's just see what I've got to take care of. I always like to start the garden walk in the front of the house because that's what people see first. So you can see that we really don't have anything out on the porch yet other than the chair that always sits right here in this corner. I've got that there, and I'm thinking about maybe painting it this year. I don't know, we'll see. My husband did bring out the water hose, and then I've got that, which is dead from last year, that needs some love. But if you look up the walkway here, you can see that the planters that are normally on each side of the porch are not there, and there's just old mulch and brown ivy. And then I've got this fountain grass there that needs trimming. Now this dianthus comes back every year, but as Dana said, right now in the spring things are still kind of brown and just the hint of green. So you can see there's not much green in there yet, but it's trying to come back. And then there's a little spot of dianthus right there. They're normally a really bright kind of a pinky red, so I can't wait to see what they're going to look like. So this whole area here is going to need some work. And then my crabapple tree, well, it needs to be trimmed back just a little. And then when we come over to this side of the house, that little 9-bark tree there, I don't know, I think I might have got a little pesticide on it. So we'll see how well it does this year. But right now, just got to clean out the old leaves. Something green going on in there. And I had the lawn care company kill off all of the thistles that were growing in here, so I'll be starting here with a fresh start. So I hope to put in something that's going to be perennial, something that'll come back year after year, and then of course I'll need to add some annuals for color. But you can see right here, right now it's a blank slate. And then we had that 9-bark cut back. It had gotten pretty large and was just really sticking way out into the lawn. So we'll see how that does this year. But this is going to all be new this year. I've gotten everything in here killed off, and I'll be starting with a fresh slate. and you can see most of the greenery in it is dead and gone, so I'll be working at that this season. And then here's my flower garden in the bag. You can just see where a lot of the really tall grasses have just kind of overgrown. None of the flowers are peeking their heads up through there just yet. I'm going to have to get in here and rake out all of the leaves, but I can see some poppy leaves coming up, so I'm liking that. I'm not sure what that was, but my lavender, yeah, this was the lavender from last year, and it's just not doing anything just yet. Hopefully it'll regrow, because it's supposed to come back. And I did treat the soil. This was some coneflower, and there were some lilies there. Oh wait, there's something there. So we'll see what that looks like. I had a bunch of lavender over here. And with all the wind we've had, it looks like there's been quite a bit of trash that's gotten blown around. So, lots of work to do, lots of work to do. But that's where we are now. And these spirea bushes, my goodness, they suffered from the wind and the winter. So we'll see whether or not they have to be completely replaced. And then we had such high winds. Take a look at my arborvitaes. Look how they're leaning out away from the house. My husband's afraid they're going to fall over. They certainly weren't out this far last year, but we had several really bad windstorms. So the trees haven't started to bud just yet. There's my ornamental pear, and it's huge now. And let's look at this little island here. Looks like I'm getting some suckers up off the bottom of this pear tree. I'll have to get rid of all of those. And pretty much there's just nothing here yet. A couple of bluebird boxes. We'll see if anything gets into there this year, hopefully. This apple tree there, crab apple tree, is looking quite wild. It needs love. And I don't know what this is. I did have a weeping cherry tree there, and it died, and this thing just grew up in its place, but it certainly needs some trimming back. So that's where I am with that. And back here at the back of the yard is where I usually have my daylilies grow, and I can see they're starting to come up. I can see some of them popping up right here and there, and there's some coming up over there. And this is always just full of daylilies. So looking forward to that. And then this is one of those mulberry trees that I had cut down, and it grew up some more, and then he trimmed it back some more. So we'll have to get all of this cleared up and cleared away. And then I usually have a nice stand of daylilies growing right here behind the shed. Nobody really sees it much but the neighbors from the back, but at least they're growing there, and the birds and the little critters enjoy it. So I've got my work cut out for me, as you can see. And then right here in this center where this big blue spruce is growing, you can see where my little squirrel in the jar feeder here is really starting to lean quite a bit. And the wind just really kind of wreaked havoc with it. It's leaning a lot more than it normally does. So there's my other little squirrel in the box feeder. And then here are my feeders here. Hopefully you can see those. Let me get a good angle. But these feeders have all been pretty much whipped about by the wind. So He's going to have to straighten those up. Thank you so much for joining me for this first garden walk. I hope you enjoyed seeing the potential that I have to look forward to for spring, summer, and fall. And when you're done here, go on over and take a look at what Cheryl and Luann have to share with you. I will link their channels below to make it easy for you to get on over there. And when you get there, tell them Denise sent you. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children. I've managed a home for more than 45 years. And I am a nurse by profession. So if you want to learn more about running a household, cooking and cleaning and laundry and health and beauty, subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I will see you in the next video.